Marlen, welcome to my channel. So here where I live, it's starting to get pretty cool. I want to say today's maybe in the mid 40s, and I thought, you know what, I need something that's going to warm me up. So I thought, you know what, today's a perfect day to make caldo de res. So join me as I make this delicious caldo. To make the caldo de res, I'm going to be using about 6 pounds of beef shank. The beef shank has the bone in it, and it also has bone marrow and has a lot of fat, and all of this gives the caldo de res a lot of flavor. I've already washed my beef shank, and now I'm going to go ahead and cut some pieces of the meat off because they are pretty large, and I like them to be a little bit smaller just because it takes a little bit less time for it to cook. So I'm just going to cut some pieces off. These are the ingredients that are going to give the caldo de res a lot of flavor. You're going to need 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1 tablespoon of cumin, 2 tablespoons of tomato bouillon, a Roma tomato, 1 medium-sized white onion, 2 garlic cloves, a whole jalapeno, and some cilantro. So in a large pot, I went ahead and placed 30 cups of water, and I brought it up to a simmer. I like to add my beef shank into the water once it starts to boil. I just keep better track of time when the water is already warm. So I'll go ahead and add all of my beef shank, and I am making a lot of caldo de res because we love it. So you just want to make sure you put all the beef shank in and you start to boil it. My beef shank has been cooking for an hour and a half, and when you start cooking it, it starts to form like a little foam on top, and you could go ahead and start taking that out if you like. It just makes your broth a little bit more clear. Totally up to you. I personally do take a little bit out. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to take a spoon, and then I'll go ahead and just start scooping that up and taking it out. It's just going to make my broth a little bit more clear. After an hour and a half, my beef shank was still not as tender as I like it, so I'm going to let it cook for another half an hour. It's almost there, but not quite as tender as I like it. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and prepare my garlic. So I'm going to start smashing up the garlic to create a paste, and this is the paste consistency that I like. So I'll go ahead and then add my oregano to this, and I'll go ahead and start grinding the oregano until I completely dissolve it and incorporate it with the paste of the garlic. So this is what it's going to look like. So after 2 hours, the beef shank is ready. There's been times in the past where I purchased the beef shank and it was ready within an hour, hour and a half. It just depends on the beef shank. So your best bet is probably just to take a little piece and try it out to see if it's tender enough. So I'm going to start seasoning my caldo. I'm going to add the tomato, the onion, the whole jalapeno, tomato bouillon, the cumin. I added a little bit of water to the little paste that I made and added all of that, and the salt. You can add more salt, it's totally up to you. I'm going to cover it and let it cook for another 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to start cutting up my veggies. These are the veggies that I usually add to my caldo de res. The carrots, the potato, the corn, the zucchini, and the cabbage. I buy the yellow potato and just make sure I wash it very well because I'm going to go ahead and add it with the peel on it. It's totally up to you. You can add other veggies if you like. You can do celery. I've seen people add broccoli, chayote. It just depends on what veggies you like. So I'm going to start incorporating the veggies at different times because some tenderize way faster than the others. So here I have all my veggies prepped. Look how beautiful they look. I went ahead and gave the cabbage a quick rinse after I cut it. I'm going to go ahead and add the corn first because the corn takes a little bit longer to cook. So I'm going to add the corn and I'm going to let it cook for about 10 minutes. While my corn cooks, I'm going to make a side of rice. I always eat my caldo de res with rice. So I'm going to go ahead and start making my rice. So it's been 10 minutes, and next I'm going to go ahead and add some more veggies. I'm going to go ahead and add the carrots and the potatoes. So next I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of the veggies. I'm going to go ahead and add the cabbage, the zucchini, and the cilantro. I always add the cilantro towards the end. And you want to cook this for anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. You just want to keep checking on the cabbage, and you don't want to overcook the cabbage or the zucchini, because if you overcook it, the zucchini and the cabbage are going to completely disappear from the caldo. They're going to just pretty much disappear. So if you need more salt to this, because I only added 1 tablespoon of salt, you can add more salt. It's totally up to you. I only add 1 because the tomato bouillon it's kind of salty in my opinion, so I don't add that much, but you can always adjust that to your liking. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a quick stir just to incorporate all the veggies in there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cover it up and let it cook anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. My rice was cooking on the side when I was adding the veggies, and here's my perfect side of Mexican rice. My caldo de res is ready. It smells amazing. You could smell the cilantro, the oregano, the cumin. It just smells so good. And as you guys could see, the cabbage and the zucchini are cooked perfectly. The zucchini held its shape, and that's what you want it to be like, because you don't want them to turn into mush. And the cabbage has that perfect kind of transparent look. I'm going to make myself a bowl of this delicious caldo de res. And here is my caldo de res. As you guys could see, it looks beautiful. It smells amazing, and all the veggies held their shape. It's very important to cook the veggies at their time so they don't start falling apart. The cabbage, the potato, and the zucchini are the ones that are a little bit more sensitive. And I always pair my caldo de res with the side of rice. It just makes the perfect combination. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing and liking my videos. It really means a lot to me. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.